How original are original AliExpress running shoes? Now, when I saw original running shoes, I browsed it and I got some information. Like some people are saying that AliExpress kind of monitors the sellers, that when they write original on the product, that it's most likely the original of that shoe. I tried to find out, is it really true? Because I went there, I saw lots of original big brands. And then these shoes, they do look so much like the original, and their reviews are actually great. You know, when you see some of these original shoes, their prices are 50% or less than the original of the same shoes from other shops. I was like, how is that possible? When I tried to check that out, some people explain so many things, that they get some of these things direct from the factory, and because they ship them without the original box and all those things, they get so many things, so that it's likely that these are the original shoes, but so many other things that are making it cheaper. So I decided to find out, how original are these shoes that are marked original on AliExpress? In order to do that, I decided to purchase one of the original shoes from AliExpress. I got this on Cloud Monster. From the description, I noticed that these shoes were made in Vietnam, and they are actually shipping them from Turkey. And that's why I bought this pair. And then I also went ahead and bought the one from a trusted website. I got this one from 6th Street, where I buy most of my running shoes. And now this one is also made in Vietnam. I decided to compare these two shoes to find out, are they really exactly the same thing, or is there any difference between them? So that's what I want to check out in these videos. When these came out of the box, I couldn't even believe that these were not the real original shoes from the main brand. These have creased a little because I've worn them for like a couple of weeks. Out of the box, they were very crisp. Everything about this shoe checks out, and even the quality is so good. The finishing is great. I was like, if this is fake, I was going to find some things, maybe gums sticking out, maybe materials not so good, but everything was so on point. Very fine quality materials. And then when I got this one, which I'm sure is the original shoe from On, I decided to compare them. If you start from the toe roll here, you see the QC or OC branding here are both the same. Even the toe roll looks exactly the same, in the exact position, the same design. See the branding here in both shoes. And then if you look at the Cloud Tech on both shoes, they're exactly the same. The On insignia here is also there. You continue going around this shoe, you see the Swiss engineering here, in the exact same position, the same print, the same design, everything. You also have the Helion. You know, I'm just pointing out that every branding on this shoe is the same. You look at this one here. Even on the bottom of this shoe, you look at this branding at the sole of this shoe here is also here. And then, if you bring out the shoes and touch it, they feel the same on hand. The design, even the printing, everything on this is the same. Even the tongue looks and feels the same on hand. So what I'm trying to point out is that looking at these shoes is very difficult to tell that these two shoes are not coming from the same factory. Everything on these insoles are the same. Even their weights are so similar. When you begin to notice just a little differences, when you look at this, you will see that the rocker in this shoe above is more prominent. Another place that you also notice the difference is the insole. The insole in this one from 6th Street is slightly thicker and also softer. But it's only when you wear these shoes that the main difference begins to appear. When I put these shoes on feet, that's when I suspected that this may actually be a copy. I have read several reviews of the on Cloud Monster, and they didn't feel like that. The major difference between these two shoes is the midsole. The midsole in this is firm. And when I tried to run in it, they lacked the bounce, which I expected from the On Cloud Monster based on the reviews that I have seen. They were too firm, kind of rigid, and they were not responsive. But then, when I laced up this, the difference was clear. They were softer on the feet, and they were more responsive. When I touched them, I couldn't really feel the difference until I wore it and tried to run in it. These were much more comfortable and more responsive than these shoes. The only thing that it tells me is that this is a good copy. Even if they got the real materials for these shoes in the upper, that's where it ends. The performance you get from these shoes is a far cry from what you get from the real shoes. These were clearly a running shoe. They were soft, comfortable, and they were responsive. So the summary of what I'm trying to point out is that if you want to get shoes from AliExpress, I think it's better to buy a real Chinese brand that is good, because they actually have quite a decent number of fine running shoes. The only problem there is that out of the 4 that I've just tested now, only one is giving me what I want in a running shoe. In fact, that's actually my favorite running shoe right now in terms of performance. But this is Kwayadan Feyin Blade Professional Running Shoes. They didn't name it Alpha Fly, Vaporfly, and Dolphin Pro, This is their brand and they are growing it. You can find a full review of this shoe also on my channel. This is awesome. So instead of going for the copies, which may not be like the one that you are looking for, it's better you look for a Chinese brand that is good. That way you are sure of what you are buying. Instead of buying on Cloud Monster that feels like on Pavement Monster, you don't get what you want from the shoe. The only thing is that if you are going for running shoes on AliExpress, you also have to be careful. I bought like 4 pairs. Only this one is giving me exactly what I want. The others have been rather disappointing. Look for good reviews of these shoes before you go for them. All these copies, I will not suggest you buy them unless you just want to use them as casual wear. So guys, that's it about this one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.